Now we're crossing over because the Kofi Annan Peace and Security Forum comes up later this morning at the Mervyn Peck Ambassador Hotel. Roland Walker is on standby ahead of this forum. So I'm just crossing over to Roland now. Roland, take it over.
And obviously it was also conceived because of the great man himself, the Kofi Annan, who has served entirely for the purpose of Africa and also for the purpose of the global world, and represented the global world in terms of addressing emerging and evolving peace and security challenges. So the whole effort of the CAPS Forum is to bring people together, both high-level dignitaries and technical experts, to address security challenges on the continent.
And many of these participants, are they in country, or many of them are also coming from parts of the sub-region?
Yeah, so most of them are coming from the other parts of the region. So we have former heads of state from the 5 regions of Africa. So both from the central, from the southern, the eastern, the north, and then some from the west as well, including the Ghanaian president, who is expected to arrive, and also the former president of Ghana, who are expected to arrive shortly as well. So I think this is supposed to unite the continent and speak in one voice to address a pertinent issue that is happening on the continent.
And knowing that you're also somebody who has greatly read literature, done comprehensive academic studies, and written a lot more on this, what will be your own observations, knowing that we tend to do more of these dialogues, and how do we influence or fuse that with what the real actions are on the ground?
Yeah. Obviously, that is one of the greater criticism as a researcher coming from from a background of research. The greater criticism is that there is a lot of dysphoria and that are happening, and then we don't often see the impact afterwards. But we also know that there are steps, so that things do not happen on a day, and that there has to be a discussion at several points. Whatever needs to happen, there has to be planning, there have to be meetings, there have to be discussion on how to address those issues. And while though sometimes we think that there are no impact, the impact from this forum will be very significant. Hopefully it will release a communique and resolution to address these issues.
But lastly, before we go, you can say that conflict is always a big issue, has been a big issue, I believe, on the continent for decades. But over the last 2 decades, it's been something every regional bloc has to grapple with. How do you think that we need to address these comprehensively in time with some of these discussions that we tend to have?
Yeah, so I think we will have to address it in terms of, I think one, governance has to be very key. In every way. It's one of the buzzwords. Everybody says that, oh, address governance.
Really
but
true.
I think it's something that has to be put in action. And when we speak about governance, we are also not speaking mainly about the people at the top leadership. We're also speaking about people at different layers of opportunity to govern. We are speaking about different government officials and also individuals who should be addressing security challenges themselves at different levels, addressing corruption, addressing issues of maladministration, addressing violent crimes on a day-to-day basis that should be, and reporting them to appropriate authorities.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
it's been some great insight into what is going to happen today. We've been speaking to Dr. Chris Ndupwisi, and has been giving us a comprehensive package about what the main objectives of this is, what also needs to be done to ensure that we effectively tackle the subject of peace. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's where we have to.
And that's Roland Walker with the Kofi Annan Peace and Security Forum, which comes up later this morning at about 9 a.m. We'll bring you that event live here on JoyNews.